Today we're going to talk about the things that you can do to get yourself unstuck. It's that time of year we're starting to realize what we did, or more importantly sometimes what we didn't do, and I'm going to help you get through that. Right below this video, if you are into getting all the resources that you need to help yourself in your music business, I would love for you to subscribe to this video. We put them out every single Wednesday. My name is Rick Barker, host of the Music Industry Blueprint podcast, former manager of superstar Taylor Swift, and I'm in the same position that you're in right now. It's like, as you can see, I'm a little bundled up. It's December as we're recording this video here in Nashville, and I sat down about a month ago and I started listing out the things that I had set out to accomplish this year. And I hit a lot of my goals, but what I also realized is that I missed quite a few of my goals. So what is it that you're doing right now to really evaluate where it is that you are? We have these big audacious goals that we set out at the beginning of the year. We're gonna lose 100 pounds, or we're gonna write 50 songs, or I'm gonna get a #1 song, or I'm gonna be on every major playlist on Spotify. A lot of times we get very ambitious with these goals, and most of the time, and I speak for myself personally, is that they're a little ambitious and very much unrealistic. There are steps that we have to take in order to get where it is that we want to go. For me this year, one of my big focus points was the weight. Now, in order to do that, unfortunately, it didn't all show up in a day. It's not going to all disappear in a day. I had to put a plan in place. I had to put a structure. I had to go out and actually hire a nutritionist. I needed to get an expert, someone other than myself. This year, you may have gone and done the same. You may have realized that I need to become a better songwriter, so you went out and invested in a songwriting program. Maybe you wanted to put out a song a week and you didn't want to wait for a producer, so you went out and you got the technical skills that you needed to be able to do that. So we get going really well come January, February, and then all of a sudden March shows up. And then all of a sudden we get the case of the oh-ef-its, if you know what I'm talking about, and then things start to drag. And then the summer comes along and we get real busy and we never find ourselves getting back on track. Guilty as charged. So what do you do to get yourself back on track? I think the first thing that we need to do is we need to forgive ourselves. We need to understand that we didn't purposely go out and try to sabotage these goals that we'd set out for ourselves, but life happens. You know, illness. Maybe there was a death in the family. Maybe there was a job situation. Maybe you changed jobs. Whatever it is, forgive yourself and set yourself up with a do-over. I do many do-overs, but I've been taught how to do these do-overs. If you've ever been in a situation where you needed a do-over, go ahead and let me know in the comment box what you did, because I'm always looking for ideas as well to get myself out of it when that happens, so you can leave that in the comment box. The other thing that we need to do is we need to stop. I say we need to stop trying to figure out everything on our own. That's what takes a lot of time. Months, couple months, 3 months go by trying to go in on a task, when if you would have just done the proper research, or for myself gone out and hired an expert to help me with this, I would have gotten those months back. That's the thing I think that I realized most this year when I was sitting down reevaluating myself, is the amount of time I spent just trying to figure things out on my own. Or I would go in with all the, I'm gonna, full disclosure, I subscribe to Michael Hyatt's Perfect Planner. His full focus planner is what it's called. I have never been able for one solid month to do 30 days in a row in that planner. If you go through and you look at the dates, you're going to see that first week went really well. Everything was the way it was supposed to be. And then the second week we started off, and then usually something happens. I heard someone say something the other day, which I really liked. They said, instead of having a to-do list, you should have a success list. These are the things that I need to do in order to be successful this week. The to-do list, it's just mundane. It just kind of gets in your head. So that's one of the strategies that I'm putting into place this year. I'm all for trying new things. I'm that guy. If I see something cool, I'll go try it out. I buy a lot of things and I'll try whatever strategies. But what really comes down to, and what it really comes down to for me, is putting myself in the right frame of mind to realize that I need to accomplish the little things before the big thing is going to happen. I go out with these big goals and I don't give myself a chance to succeed. And maybe you're guilty of that as well. Maybe, I'll sit down with the artists that I work with and I'll say, what's our goals for this year? And they're like, I want to make $100,000 in my music business. And I'm like, that's fantastic. How much did you make this year? They're like, well, I didn't really make anything this year. And I'm like, okay, that's a pretty big lofty goal, going from 0 to 100,000. Why don't we get to 5,000? Then why don't we get to 15,000? Then why don't we get to 25,000? And then once you set those goals, now you've got to set the plan in place to be able to hit those goals. You just can't do the hope marketing where you just throw out a song and hope that it gets on a playlist, because even if it gets on a playlist, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be successful. So I want you to make sure, and this is what I did for myself, is I have my weekly goals, my monthly goals, my quarterly goals, and then my yearly goals. So I set them out, because you have to hit the weekly goals if you're going to hit your monthly goal. You have to hit your monthly goals if you're going to hit your quarterly goals. You have to hit your quarterly goals if you're going to hit your yearly goals. So I want you to break it down into chunks. So over the next couple videos, the next one especially, I'm going to give you the tools that I give to my clients to say, okay, here's I'll call them the unstuck tools. So let's go sit down and we'll do an evaluation of currently where you are in your business. Do you have the proper things set up that you need in order to be successful? Because if you get those set up, it's going to make it so much easier for you to get unstuck. Below this video, if time is a big thing for you, if wanting to make sure that you have everything that you need to run your music business is important, I'd like to invite you to a free training called How to Grow Your Music Business in Under an Hour a Day. What I did is I went out and I shot video, over the shoulder look, for you to be able to see exactly what it is you need to do when it comes to finding and engaging your fans, the social media platforms that you need to be on, how to get everything scheduled in under an hour a day. Too often people will tell me the reason they don't do social media is because they're like, Rick, I don't want to be on social media all day. Well, guess what? Neither do I. There's a plan that we can put in place and I'll help you do that in this video. Plus, I'm also going to tell you how you can instantly turn your following into cash. Take your live videos that you're doing already and get paid for doing them. All right, I so appreciate you taking the time to watch this. While you're below the video, go ahead too and hit the notification, the little bell. That way you get notified when I drop these videos. Subscribe. If you feel this has helped you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. We'd love to go in and see what you've got to say, and I'll see you inside the next video.